Jana Amuna Chira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paripuracharya Astuta Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Advagati Vaishnava Ki Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakurti Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Sri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shyam Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Sri Vrindavan Mathura Dham Ki Mayapur Navadip Dham Ki, Jagannath Puri Ki, Ganga Mai Ki, Jamuna Mai Ki, Tulsi Devi Ki, Bhakti Devi Ki, Samavita Bhakta Vrinda Ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Hare Krishna. So today's verse is on the board, I think. Anyway, it's Canto 3, chapter 9, and verse number 3. So repeat after me a little bit. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nataha Param Parama Yat Bhavataha Swarupam Ananda Matram Avikalpam Avida Vachaha Pashyami Vishvasrijam Ekam Avishvam Atman Bhutendriya Atmaka Madas Ta Upashrito Shmi Nataha Param Paramayat Bhavata Swarupam Ananda Matram Avikalpam Avida Varchaha Pashyami Vishvasrijam Ekam Avishvam Atman Bhutendriya Atmaka Madasta Upashrito Asmi Nataha Param Paramayat Bhavataha Swarupam Ananda Matram Avikalpam Avida Varchaha Pashyami Vishwasrijam Ekam Avishvam Atman Bhutendriyatmaka Madasta Upasritsmi Nataha Param Paramayat Bhavata Swarupam Ananda Matram Avikalpam Avidha Varchaha Pashyami Vishwasrijam Ekam Avishvam Atman Bhutendriyatmaka Madasta Upasritosmi. Mataji. No, do not. Atma Param, hereafter. Parama, O Supreme. Yat, that which. Bhavataha, of your Lordship. Swarupam, eternal form. Ananda Matram, impersonal Brahman effulgence. Avikalpam, without changes. Avidha Varchaha, without deterioration of potency. Pashyami, do I see. Vishwasrijam, creator of the cosmic manifestation. Ekam, one without a second. Avishvam, and yet not of matter. Atman, O Supreme Cause. Bhuta, body. Indriya, senses. Atmaka, on such identification. Madaha, pride. Te, unto you. Upashritaha, surrendered. Ashmi, I am. Translation. O my Lord, I do not see a form superior to your present form of eternal bliss and knowledge. In your impersonal Brahman effulgence in the spiritual sky, there is no occasional change and no deterioration of internal potency. I surrender unto you, because whereas I am proud of my material body and senses, your Lordship is the cause of the cosmic manifestation, and you are untouched by matter. So if you can all repeat after me, please. O my Lord, I do not see a form superior to your present form of eternal bliss and knowledge. In your impersonal Brahman effulgence, in the spiritual sky, there is no occasional change and no deterioration of internal potency. I surrender unto you, because whereas I am proud of my material body and senses, your Lordship is the cause of the cosmic manifestation, and yet you are untouched by matter. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 1855, Bhaktyamam abhijananti yavan yaschasmi tattvataha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead can only be partially known, and only by the process of devotional service to the Lord. Lord Brahma became aware of that the Supreme Lord Krishna has many, many eternal blissful forms of knowledge. He has described such expansions of the Supreme Lord Govinda in his Brahma Samhita 5.33 as follows. Advaitam achyutam anadim ananta rupam adyam purana purusham naravayovanam cha vedeshu durlabha madurlabha atma bhakto govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is non-dual and infallible. He is the original cause of all causes, even though he expands in many, many forms. Although he is the oldest personality, he is ever youthful, unaffected by old age. The Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot be known by the academic wisdom of the Vedas. One has to approach the devotee of the Lord to understand him. The only way to understand the Lord as he is by devotional service to the Lord, and by approaching the devotee of the Lord, who always has the Lord in his heart. By devotional perfection, one can understand that the impersonal Brahmajyoti is only a partial representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, and that the three Purusha expansions in the material creation are his plenary portions. In the spiritual sky of the Brahmajyoti, there is no change of various kalpas or millenniums, and there are no creative activities in the Vaikuntha worlds. The influence of time is conspicuous by its absence. The rays of the transcendental body of the Lord, the unlimited Brahmajyoti, are undeterred by the influence of material energy. In the material world also, the initial creator is the Lord himself. He brings about the creation of Brahma, who becomes the subsequent creator, empowered by the Lord. Om Gyan Timirandasya Gyananyana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruvai Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Svayamrupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Sra Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, this present form or any transcendental form, 1 minute, sorry, number 3. Oh, thank you very much. Oh my Lord, I do not see a form superior to your present form of eternal bliss and knowledge. In your impersonal Brahman refulgence in the spiritual sky, there is no occasional change and no deterioration of internal potency. I surrender unto you because, whereas I am proud of my material body and senses, your Lordship is the cause of the cosmic manifestation, and yet you are untouched by matter. So the first verse Srila Prabhupada quotes is Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati Yavan Yash Chasmi Tatpataha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead can only be partially known only by the process of devotional service to the Lord. So, without the mercy of the devotees or spiritual master or senior Vaishnavas, if we do not get some mercy, we cannot perform devotional service. That's point number one. If we get some mercy, then, we are on the path. At least we start from first gear. In the car, you start with first gears, then move on to second, and then third and fourth. And if you are lucky, you have a fifth gear. And nowadays, there is a sixth gear. I don't know how, but anyway. So, at least I'm on the first gear. So I'm still learning. And I want to go straight to the Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam summary. So, last canto, not this third canto, second canto, there are 4 slokas where Lord Brahma actually asks the Lord, different questions, and Krishna answers those questions. So I'm just going to summarize the 4 Chatursloki of Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. So in 2933, Srila Krishna Dāsa Kaviraj Goswami, he says the term Jnanam. Okay? And the same 2933, Srila Jiva Goswami, he says in the Bhagavad Sandarbha, Jnanam as well, same. Okay? That's their interpretation of the 2933, the first verse of the Chatursloki. The second verse, 2934, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and also Jiva Goswami, they both say Vijnan. So that's the summary of the 34, verse 34, the second verse. And both of them, 33 and 34, is called Sambandha relationship. Sambandha relationship. Okay? That's the first of the three relationships we have. We have Sambandha, and then we have Abhideya, the process, and then Prayojan. Prayojan is the goal. Our goal is when we chant in the morning all the 10 offenses. At the end, what do we say? We want to achieve Krishna Prem. That is our goal. Yeah? So this is just the first stage. 33 and 34 tell us about the Sambandha relationship of the Lord. Then I'll skip a little bit. I'll go on to 35 first, not 36. 35 is called Prema Bhakti by Krishna Das Goswami. And Jiva Goswami says is Sa Rahashyam. Sa Rahashyam. Okay? And that is actually Prayojan, the goal of life. Krishna Prem. But 36, we say 2936 is Sadhana Bhakti. Okay, and Krishna Kaviraj Goswami says Sadhana Bhakti. It's a process of learning. And Jiva Goswami says it's Tad Angam. And that 36 represents Abhideya, the process of devotional service. Okay, so that's just a little summary here. And Chaturshloki Bhagavatam, and the current verse we are reading actually is a meditation of Lord Brahma. He is meditating on the cowherd form of Krishna. He is in Vrindavan, and the boyfriends, cowherd boyfriends of Krishna, they were doing picnic with Krishna. And Brahma thought, who is this little boy? And he wanted to teach Krishna a lesson. That's what his power, he was very powerful, four-headed Brahma. I'm very intelligent, I'm this, I'm proud. So he said, who is this little boy? And then he decides to steal the cows first. Steal the cows first. So then all the cowherd boys were looking around and they couldn't find the calves. Or cows at that time, I think it's. And then Krishna knew all this pastime. So then Lord Brahma, he stole the cowherd boys and hid them somewhere in Brahmaloka. But after his moment, and after 1 year of our time, Lord Brahma looked down and he said, oh, nothing's changed, it's the same. Because Lord Krishna manifested his Prakash form, and he actually took Vishnu form on each and every cowherd boy, and each and every cow. Calf, it was calf. So later on, the mothers and the cows were very, very, their loving power just increased, it increased by 1,000-fold. Because actually it was Krishna, not their own children or not the calves. But anyway, that story, basically, it just tells us that Lord Brahma, after he witnesses all this, he then wants to apologize to Krishna, and this is where we are. He's seeing Krishna in the form of the cowherd boy, and he's saying these prayers. So both in this Chaturshloki and in this pastime, Leela pastime, both of them are stated by Srila Prabhupada that Lord Brahma is not seeing the Vishnu form or this form or that form. He's actually seeing the cowherd form. Okay, so that's a very important point to note. Now, next. Arjun, can I? Yeah. If I put this, can you see it on the screen? Oh no, you have to connect something? Can somebody connect or no? Oh, it's difficult. Okay, not to worry. Not to worry. Okay. So, first verse Srila Prabhupada says in the purport is Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yas chasmi tattvataha tato mam tattvato jnatva vishate tad anantaram. So there one can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of me by such devotion, he can enter the kingdom of God. It doesn't matter if it's going to be... Oh, it's easy? Okay.
You can plug it in and try. Do you have an HDMI?
Yes. Some here, some here. Mm. Thank you. So what do I do? Oh, okay. Okay. So if anyone, purport by Srila Prabhupada in that particular verse, if anyone wants to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, what do I do? Sorry? Sorry, bear with us. Technical. I'm not technical minded. You can chant Hare Krishna while we are sorting this out. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Very good. See, computer science or computer technology people, they are very good, very good. Thank you very much. Okay, so now everyone can read. If anyone wants to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he has to take to pure devotional service under the guidance of a pure devotee. But in this particular case, Lord Brahma, he's on his own. He doesn't have a spiritual master as such. He's on his own. First of all, he tried to find out the cause and this and that, and then with his own power, he tried to understand what is going on, but he didn't succeed. So with your own power of intelligence, and Brahma had 4 heads, so he was very intelligent, he's the most intelligent, he could not fathom out what is the reason, what is the cause, who is the cause, how did he take birth, etc. Anyway, in long and short, he then decides that I will just follow this order of tapa and let's see what happens. So he followed the instruction fully conscious, and then his mind was concentrating on Lord Krishna. So when you concentrate, you are actually performing devotional service on the Lord. If you're concentrating on the Lord, that is devotional service. And Arjuna also saw this. I go into the next one, I think. No, this one, Krishna reserves the right to show his form to anybody. So he says, Naham Prakasha Sarvasha. This is verse 725. So where he says, I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. But Krishna, our Lord Brahma, is the most intelligent. So he should reveal to him. So for them I'm covered by internal potency. See? And therefore they do not know that I am unborn and infallible. But anyway, next one where, right, here we say. Arjuna, in the universal form, Krishna shows him the universal form in the middle of the battlefield. He's the only person to see this. Nobody else can see this form. But what does he see? Arjuna said, my dear Lord, I see assembled in your body all the demigods, or various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva and all the other sages and divine serpents. So Arjuna also sees Brahma sitting on the lotus flower. So this is another verse we can read up sometime. And this is called 11:15, yeah, in the universal form. The other one I want to talk about at the moment is this one. Okay. Who knows this verse off by heart? A lot of people, yeah? Anya bilatin sunyam jnana kamari anarvitam anukuliyale krishnayana shilanam bhakti uttama. This is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1:11. And in the Madhya Leela, it is CC Madhya 19:167 and 67. So here, Rupa Goswami says, when first-class devotional service develops, one must be devoid of all material desires, knowledge obtained by monastic philosophy, and fruitive action. The devotees must constantly serve Krishna favorably as Krishna desires. So this is a very important verse to remember and also follow. Because if you have material desires and fruitive activities, Jnana is there after knowledge, impersonal realization knowledge. Karmas are after fruitive activities. But bhaktas, they are not after either of them. They just want pure devotional service. So pure devotional service is carried out by the gopis of Vrindavan. So that's the highest level. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has actually come to deliver us and give us the highest level, the gopi bhav, because although we are conditioned souls, the lowest of the conditioned souls, He's given us this opportunity to reach to the highest level, which is prema bhakti. So this helps us in our meditation. And here, why is Krishna so nicely favorable to Lord Brahma? This verse is quoted by His Holiness Keshav Maharaj so many times. It is Srimad Bhagavatam 9:468. Sadhavo, you can all repeat. Sadhavo hridayam mayam. Sadhunam hridayam tvayam. Mad anyate na jananti. Naham tebhyo manag api. The pure devotee, you can repeat again, this is okay. The pure devotee is always within the core of my heart. And I am always in the heart of the pure devotee. My devotees do not know anything else but me. And I do not know anyone else but them. So this is a wonderful verse to meditate on. Maharaj says so many times, and actually is proof of the pudding. Krishna is in his heart all the time, and he's always with Krishna. And similarly, when I was allowed the opportunity to serve various other marriages, you see they are completely engrossed in Krishna consciousness. There is not 1 minute they are diverted or digressed. 24/7 they are in Krishna consciousness. This is Srila Prabhupada's mercy to them, and they are giving their mercy to us. So if we follow and concentrate on Sri Krishna, have our mind concentrate on Sri Krishna, then He will definitely show His mercy to us through parampara, through spiritual masters, through elevated devotees. But He ultimately gives the sanction. So we just have to surrender. And in 1866, Sarvadhamam Parityaja Marmekam Sharanam Vraja, we did not listen to that instruction properly. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being very merciful, he comes as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he says, just chant Hare Krishna. So he's given us a simple process. We just follow that process and things will automatically fall in place. So that's the gist of it. So here, 7, what am I doing there? Hang on. Okay. So Jayadutta Swami Maharaj, mentioned that Krishna, I'll read this verse, then we'll understand. Mataha paratam nanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya mai sarvam idam proktam sutre mani gana iva. So sutre mani gana iva. Now this is about pearls. Mani gana is pearls. Okay? Sutre is thread. You have this in our, the curtain is opening shortly. So please look properly at the darshan and see how many necklaces Krishna is wearing, or, Radharani, and Sitaram, Lakshmana, and also Gauranitai. See how the necklaces are made. Let's all have a quick darshan of Krishna. And I don't know whether you can particularly, you need a magnifying glass or a binocular to really check the pearls, but they are all on a thread. That's the point. Okay? They're all on thread and different colors, different pearls, but they're all shining, and that's why Krishna looks beautiful. So, O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. So here Srila Prabhupada is saying common controversy over whether Supreme Personality is personal or impersonal. So he's emphasizing the personal aspect. This is the whole idea. Brahma now sees the personal aspect of Krishna, not the impersonal Brahmajyoti. He's actually seeing the personal aspect. This is why Srila Prabhupada mentioned that he's actually seeing the cowherd boy form of Krishna. He's in Vrindavan. His meditation is on Vrindavan. Okay? So let's understand that properly. It is said that the absolute truth is a person. And then there are quotes about Brahma Samhita, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. Supreme Personality of Godhead is a Lord Krishna, who is primeval Lord, is reservoir of all pleasure, Govinda, an eternal form of complete bliss and knowledge. Okay? So that's, he's the cause of all causes. And then I think right. I know the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to all material conceptions of darkness. Before Lord Brahma saw Krishna, even, and Krishna was lying as Garbhodaksha Vishnu, it was total darkness. So now Krishna is revealing his form, so it's all light. The effulgence, Brahman effulgence, is all light. Impersonal realization. Still, it's effulgence, Brahman effulgence. Only he who knows him can transcend both bonds of birth and death. Anyway, that is that. I think this last verse was... Yeah. From these verses, one concludes that the Supreme Absolute Truth is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is all-pervading by his multi-energies, both material and spiritual. Who knows the verse in Bhagavad Gita, where he says he is the source of all material and spiritual? So that is verse number 10:8. So again, in the Bhagavad Gita, there are 4 Chaturshloki. And that is 10:8, 10:9, 10:10, and 10:11. So we'll just repeat. Aham sarvasva prabhavo mata sarvam pravatate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. That's number 8. Number 9. Matchida mata gata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathiyanta samam nityam tusyante cha ramante cha. And number 10. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayantate. And number 11, Tesham evano kampartham aham ajnana jam tamahan nishyami atma bhavasto jnana dipena masvata. So there are two verses which we can relate now to our present verse. One is that Krishna gives the intelligence. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. Krishna gives the intelligence to Lord Brahma. Second, number 11, he actually is in the heart. And with the torchlight of knowledge, he destroys the darkness born of ignorance. Yes? So the darkness, Lord Brahma was in darkness. And Krishna gives the light so he can see. So this is very important verse, that Krishna is actually giving the light to somebody who is in ignorance. So he's giving knowledge to Lord Brahma. Okay, so we discussed pure devotional service, Anyabhilata Sunyam. Brahma gave a personal endeavor. He was in trance or he was meditation for 100 celestial, Divya Yugas, 100 demigods time, Divya time. So that's a long, long time. And yes, I have the book in front of me. Keshav Maharaj, he mentions what is time. So time, here, 4 yugas, yes? Everyone knows 4 yugas? Satya, Treta, Dwapara and Kali Yuga. Okay. So that 4 yugas is called one Divya Yuga. Okay? 71 Divya Yugas equals 1 Manvantara. 14 Manvantaras equals 1 day or night of Brahma. 14 Manvantaras, 1 day of Brahma. 100 years of Lord Brahma is 311 trillion years, human years, trillion human years. But 100 years also is 1 lifetime of Brahma. And 1 lifetime of Brahma is 1 nimesha, moment, 0.43 seconds of Mahavishnu. So we can see this is such an enormous time scale. But in the spiritual world, there is no time element. There is no time element in spiritual world. We have here, we get a body of a baby and then we grow up and then we dwindle and then we die. And then a person like me, at 50, I got diagnosed as diabetic. So, this happens. But at 50, Guru Maharaj told me, do more service. So that's a good, positive thing. Do more service. When you get old, you don't have to be saying, no, I'm retired. And, like people are retired in the old life, in the material world. But in spiritual life, there is no old life. You just carry on, serve Krishna, serve Prabhupada. That's our mission. So I'm very happy that since that instruction when I was 50, I'm now 67. So for 17 years, fully engaged in Krishna consciousness and fully serving. Wherever I get the opportunity, just serving Srila Prabhupada. So our mind should be concentrated on the Lord. Brahma actually was in sign of self-surrender. He actually surrendered. And he was in samadhi. He was completely concentrating on the Lord's form. So from personal endeavor and speculation, he actually did devotional service, Krishna's devotional service. So then what happened? He acquired the required knowledge. He acquired the required knowledge. So that is a sure sign of devotional service. But he only acquired only partial knowledge. Nobody can know Krishna in full. Even in chapter 10, the opulence of the Absolute, in that there is a verse, I am but a spark of a splendor. Sanskrit scholar here. So that is true. Just a spark of my splendor. He doesn't describe all the opulences. Okay? He actually saw Samsundar, as I mentioned, dressed of a coward boy, only by the mercy of the Lord. Brahma is the greatest of all ascetics. That's it, I think. So, Sarga is creation by the Lord Himself. Lord Krishna does that. He provides the ingredients, etc. And then, secondary creation is done by Lord Brahma. And now, Lord Brahma is praying in this particular verse, give me instructions how to create. Yeah? He had this intuition in his mind that I have to do something, but what he has to do now, Krishna is going to help him, and Guru is going to help him. Yeah? So I'll stop there. It's 8:25, and anybody who has comments, questions, criticisms, please, it's your time.
Thank you for the very nice class, Prabhu. You mentioned pure devotional service, and when we hear that, me personally, I think of Harinam, Sankirtan. But then, outside of those kind of environments, in a working environment, can that still be considered pure devotional service? And if so, then what? Could you give some advice on how we can, work towards that kind of,
Yes, it's a very, very good question. Because in the temple or while you are here listening to Bhagavatam, you're concentrating on Krishna and hearing through your ears. Well, actually, if you hear properly, actually it's going in from your ears into the heart. So that is good hearing, good hearing. But once you leave the association of devotees, then it is more difficult. Correct. But the solution to the problem, which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says to Raghunath Das Goswami, because he just wanted to be with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, no, you have your parents at home. They were the wealthiest parents actually. And he was the only son. So his instruction was, you go home, look after your parents. But you look after them like anybody else. So externally you are their son. You see? Yes? But internally, you increase your devotional service. So outside you may be working in supermarket or this or that. But while you are try and get the fresh fruit and veg section. But if you need to, while you are putting the oranges on the shelf and whatever, think of Krishna, meditate or chant Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Nobody needs to hear, nobody needs to know, but you are doing it with a Krishna conscious mind. Do you follow? So we can be practical. Whatever we're doing, we can be practical. You are acknowledging the comment, everyone? You think it's a good example? Okay. So any other, does that answer your question? Okay. So, Raghunath Das Goswami, he got this instruction. Outside look normal, inside keep meditating, stronger, get stronger. Preman, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Just continuing to that question. Pure devotional service is state of consciousness, being free from the result, and not having any idea of speculation within the mind. So if you're working outside, you have to be completely free from being attached to the result, which means maybe giving some of the result to Krishna, if you want to be completely free from it. It's not just, I'm thinking of Krishna, I'm stuck in the shelves, and it's pure devotional service, but you have to actually make some conscious effort, maybe give something to Krishna. And then you slowly become free from the desire to want to enjoy the result of your work.
Correct. I agree, totally. Yeah, so results should be given to Krishna, but we are living in the real world. Rupa Goswami actually says that 50% of your income should be given to Krishna. That's Rupa Goswami. Most religious societies in the world, they will expect at least 10%. But here we, in the manor and around the world, we have a life membership scheme. Srila Prabhupada introduced that in Bombay. That I would not like to say the term Indian people, because most of our temples are run or financed by people who are from the Vedic tradition. So, but Srila Prabhupada noticed that people here in India, they are not too keen in Sankirtan. They don't want to dance. Here we dance, Saturday night you come to the city and we have a Harinam. And people who are enjoying their drinks, etc., they get off. Some of them get up and then they join the Harinam party. And they also dance and chant. So there is a bit of agyata sukriti just building up in their hearts. Yeah, they're getting the seed of devotional service. And then if they get a book as well, they can also progress further in devotional service. But as regard your question and point, people, if you keep all the money in yourself, then it is not called pure devotional service. You keep part of it and give some part, even £1, you put in a donation box or give to Krishna, yeah, then that is devotional service. But it's not pure devotional service. So pure devotional service is where I can give an example of a farmer who came to give Srila Prabhupada 100 mangoes. Or this is an example by Giriraj, His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj. He says you have a case of mango. It can be yourself, yeah? You buy during May or June, you buy a whole case. And then you say to Krishna, I'll take 6 to the temple. 6 I'll keep myself because I want to enjoy also the mangoes, yeah? So that's 50%. You're giving 50% to Krishna, 50% you're keeping. Okay? But if you give the full box to Krishna, which a lot of people do during the season, they want to give the full box to Krishna. That is pure devotional service. You give them, and we offer it to Krishna, and then you come after Rajbhog, and now you have the great facility, especially here in this temple, that you get Mahaprasad. So after offering, that Mahaprasad will go to the Haveli, and then you will get some prasad. So that is pure devotional service. You're giving the full box. You're not thinking about yourself, you're thinking about after Krishna has relished, then you will get some Mahaprasad. So that is pure devotional service. Okay. Yeah, and a Karamis, they just want to give 1 mango, keep 11 mangoes. Do you follow? I'm going to keep 11 because I like mangoes. So they're going to get less. You see, in the Bhagavad Gita, there's ye yatha mam prapadanti. As you give, as you surrender, he gives reciprocation. Any other comments, questions? One in the corner, please. Sham, please, or prayer.
I became a bit sad when you quoted that verse that said that Krishna knows only his pure devotees, no one else, because obviously I'm not pure devotee. So how can we understand that Krishna cares about everyone also? Everyone in ISKCON is a pure devotee, according to Srila Prabhupada.
because you are chanting His holy names. One who chants Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is a pure devotee. You are all pure devotees, but you don't know yet which rasa you are actually going to play in Golok Vrindavan. That will come in mature stage. There are 5 relationships with Krishna, and as we grow in Krishna consciousness, we come to know what we have to do. Yes? So don't think you are not a pure devotee. You are all pure devotees. You're chanting.
We're not told that, though. We're told you're neophyte and you're
Okay.
aspiring to become a pure devotee.
Okay. So Maharaj said, my Guru Maharaj said very well, apart from you, that's me, yeah, apart from me, everyone is a pure devotee. This is how you should think. We should think we are not pure devotees.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
But we should think that everyone else is a pure devotee. Does it make sense?
Yeah, sure. I will.
Yeah, so don't get puffed up.
It makes
Especially,
sense, yes, but it's not practiced.
yes, it is difficult.
Yeah.
Last Saturday night I was doing some worship inside the altar, and Saturday night was full of brahmacharis and Sankirtan devotees. And they were chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra in such a spirit, which I never saw, for a long time. Because normally on a Saturday evening, there is about 5, maximum 10 people in the room, temple room. But that day, the temple room was full. But why was that vibration so wonderful? Because the purity of the Sankirtan devotees. It was fantastic atmosphere.
So it was a pure devotee that created that atmosphere, isn't it? The one that was experienced and a different level.
Yeah. We see in our daily life, if Maharaj comes and he gives a class and I give a class, there's a world of difference.
Yes, yes.
They are pure devotees. We are still, or I am still, at the beginning stage. Yes? It's a world of difference.
So Prabhu, one thing I want to just clarify.
Keep the mic near.
One thing I would like to clarify. When we're in this atmosphere, we're in this Krishna, we're listening to Katha, and in this community, it's so beautiful, and we develop a peace of mind, and we go back in the material world, and it's so destructive and disturbing. Here we are allowed to address, correct people. We got given permission. But out there, should we correct people? Because, you're told just nurture your soul and your inside and you will flourish outside. But it doesn't always work that way. It's very disturbing, and hence, people want to give up work or take lower grade of professional level. It's really, really dog eat dog, really. It's like that, to put it crudely.
So what is your question?
My question is, do we address disturbing, destructive behavior
Okay.
when you have got a position to do it? And sometimes no position, but you are in that, association.
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Jare dekho, tare dekho, Krishna upadesh. So whoever you meet, doesn't matter who or what the problems are, just tell them about Krishna. If you have a Bhagavad Gita book or Chant and Be Happy book, just give it to them. Look at this book, try and read it. It will solve all your problems. I think that's the best. Prabhupada's solutions to problems.
I agree. I actually train staff in mental health. I train staff in NHS mental health. And I try to, deliver some good messages, spiritual, Krishna conscious messages. I do not call Krishna's name, because in that level of that community, the first thing they'll say, you're preaching to me,
Yes.
and then I'll get pulled up for it. So I try, but
Yes, it is complicated. Life out there is not easy. Not easy, but be practical in whatever you're doing. Maybe to the mentally ill people in the whole world, we can help by giving some prasadam. They will not understand the philosophy, but give them some prasadam. Cookies, everyone likes. Make some cookies at home, distribute.
except that either is infection control.
Yes?
Health and safety, infection control get flagged in your face. It's like
Okay. Sorry. Or get one from here, a packet from here, because it's packed and it's labeled and it's got health and safety cautions. So buy one here unsealed, sealed packet, and then you give. Then I don't think you will have issue. It's a good proposition.
good proposition, but it's not accepted. It's the mental
Okay.
framework in that setup.
Anyway. So Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. This was fantastic.
अच्छा था
Very good.
अब मैं आपको प्लेट बना रहा हूँ एक माता जी को ना उसका बर्थडे है बेटी का चलेगा दिव्या
Who's going to give it to somebody?
चलेगा
Okay.
उसका नाम है चित्रा उसका नाम चंद्रिका है तो कल मेरे को बोला था तो स्पीकर ने ना दूसरे को दे दिया सिद्धेश्वर ने
आप ले लो
चलेगा
आराम से.
धन्यवाद
Thank you.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका टॉक मेरे को बहुत मज़ा आया इसीलिए मैंने श्लोक पढ़ सुनता था और मैं बकता था सॉरी डिस्टर्ब हुआ तो
नहीं नहीं ठीक है. You have a question?
बीच में आता था मन में स्वयं भगवान महाराज बोलते हैं तो बहुत मस्त लगा क्योंकि आजकल ये बच्चे लोग सब उनको ही मानते हैं अच्छा किया आपने वेरी नाइस Let me keep this one.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Andy, how are you liking Krishna consciousness? Yeah. Enjoying it? Loving it? Greece. Where are you from? आपने मुख दिया we can talk